priorities. Let's bring in Jamil Jaffer, founder and executive director of the National Security Institute, to talk more about all of this. Jamil, good morning. Thank you for being here.
Good morning, Kelly. Thanks for having me.
Well, it's always wonderful to have you. So, Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, he's heightened the urgency for the funding, saying recently that Americans' national security is on the line. However, House Speaker Mike Johnson has criticized the Biden administration over a lack of a clear strategy in Ukraine and a lack of accountability for American taxpayers. So, do you believe his concerns are justified?
Well, look, Kelly, I think these are important concerns to raise, but it should not stop us from funding this critical fight against Russia with Ukraine, our partners and friends there in Europe. The challenge here, Kelly, is that we need this money. This money is actually going to go to U.S. weaponry. So we're going to give the Ukrainians money. They're going to buy American weapons. So what we're actually funding is U.S. jobs, U.S. manufacturing, and the like in order to support the Ukrainians in a very critical fight against the Russians. So while Speaker Johnson is right to ask for accountability and to say, why is the administration slow walking this aid in a way that's not going to ensure that Ukraine wins this war rather than just fights to a draw? We need that kind of accountability. At the same time, it's important to note this money isn't just going to some foreign nation to spend any way they want. It's going to come back to the U.S. and buy American weapons and create American jobs.
So I'm interested in your assessment of the threshold here for how critical U.S. support is. If an aid package, let's say, isn't approved by the end of 2023, do you think a victory is still a possibility for Ukraine?
I think it'll be a real uphill battle. If we don't supply the kind of weaponry that we've been supplying to date and the ammunition for that weaponry, it'll be very hard for the Ukrainians to gain more ground on the Russians, push them out of the territory they have. So this money is critical to supporting this war effort. And remember, these are American capabilities that we're providing to the Ukrainians. They are game-changing capabilities because of our capacity. It also requires us to resupply our own forces so that if another conflict happens, we're ready to go as well. So some of this money will also go to purchasing weapons for the U.S. government to use if another conflict were to take place somewhere else in the world, as we've seen starting with Israel and Hamas.
And I want to get into a voter support for some of these initiatives in just a moment. But first, Jamil, House Republicans are saying they want any Ukraine funding to happen parallel with U.S. border policy changes. But the pressure is being ratcheted up, as we've outlined. So do you think it's possible they would willingly separate these two issues?
I don't think they should be separated. I actually think these three issues ought to be brought together. One, support for Ukraine. Two, support for our allies in Israel. And three, support for the border, right? These things should be packaged up together, passed as one package, and get it done by the end of the year so that our allies and partners, both in Europe and the Middle East, and our border officials know that they're going to get support coming into the new year for these important national security priorities.
All right, and you talk about how critical those priorities are. So let's talk about the support. The funding for Ukraine, that appears to be dwindling amongst the American public. A recent poll indicated 41% of Americans support sending weapons to Ukraine. That's down from 65% roughly a year ago. So what do you believe is contributing to this trend?
Well, I think there's two things. One, I think the American public is wearying of this conflict. It's now coming on 2 years. And part of the challenge is that we haven't really, until recently, given the Ukrainians the kind of weaponry they need to fight and win this war. F-16s, M1 Abrams tanks, HIMARS missiles, ideally now the ATACMS missile set as well. These are capabilities that could really help the Ukrainians not only fight the Russians to a draw, but ultimately beat them. But we've slow-walked these things. And I think that's why Speaker Johnson is concerned, and he's rightfully concerned. But concern doesn't mean don't continue this effort, don't support our friends and partners there in Ukraine and our friends and allies in Israel. This support is critical, not only to helping our allies and partners, but to ensure that we don't face these adversaries, whether it's Russia or Hamas or these other adversaries, on our own as well. It's critical that we fight them overseas and in their neighborhood rather than here at home.
All right, and I think it's really also critical to mention the Israel-Hamas war as well. In greater context, that's obviously having an impact too. So in a recent NewsNation DDHQ poll, when asked which foreign conflict is the biggest threat to U.S. national security, many voters say the Israel-Hamas war over Ukraine-Russia. What is your assessment, Jamil?
I think it's not surprising the American public feels that because they worry, rightfully as they should, that Hamas may use its capabilities to attack America in the United States, or that other Iranian proxies, which are attacking American soldiers in the Middle East, 63 attacks in 1 month alone against American soldiers in Iraq and Syria by Iranian-backed rebels. We just saw Iranian Houthi-backed rebels attack commercial shipping and potentially an American military vessel in the Red Sea. So Americans are rightfully concerned about the terrorist threat. At the same time, Russia and China are strategic adversaries. They're threatening friends in Ukraine. They've already invaded Ukraine, and China's threatening our allies in Taiwan. These are all conflicts that could draw the U.S. in and cause Americans to be threatened at home. So we should be sure America can walk and chew gum at the same time. We should be sure that we get in these fights and support our friends and allies and make sure that we're protected here at home from all of these threats. We can't just focus on one.
All right, a lot to monitor. Jamil, Jaffer, always appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thanks, Kelly.
And now to the